Good evening. We're back with more Marvel Champions. And this evening we'll be playing Nova versus Sandman on Expert difficulty. This will be a testing video for Nova. I'm going to try an Aggression Nova deck first. And if it doesn't work, I want to try Leadership, maybe Protection. We'll see how it goes. And if Sandman's too easy, we'll move on to Venom and see how that goes. Don't think I need melee in the opening hand. Oh wait, Connection to the World Mind doesn't count against the hand size, so we get one additional card beyond that. Okay, so Alter Ego action, spend one resource of any type. That'll be Connection to the World Mind. Search the deck for the Supernova helmet. And we can put it into play thanks to Connection to the World Mind being a wild resource. Let's go Power on All of Us for Champion's Mobile Bunker, or do I want to go Power on All of Us and Energy for Nick Fury, and we'll draw 3 cards. So I can go one, two, three, 4 for Avengers Mansion. Now let's use Supernova Helmet and keep Force Field Projection. Draw a card. 1, 2, 3 for Thor. And we'll have Thor attack. So we owe the Surging Sands. Have Thor attack for 3. Nick Fury can thwart. Nova can attack. You know what? Let's leave the toughness on Thor. Let's not attack for 3. Let's exhaust Thor and remove 3 sand tokens, and we'll use Nova for 1. Which readies Supernova Helmet, and we'll draw 5. So, 1 threat, 1 attack from Sandman. It'll go on Nick Fury, even though it's indirect damage. Nick Fury can soak 2 of it. 4, so 1, 2. 3, 4. Well, you can choose anywhere you want it to go, right? So I could put the other 2 on Thor. Can I do that? I think so. I'm not sure. We'll leave the toughness on and we'll go 1, 2 damage. And then 1 encounter card, which will be Rhino. That's a tough one. So let's go Avengers Mansion and draw a card. Let's go Supernova Helmet, Fluid Motion, Audacity for Honed Technique. Deal 1 damage for the Audacity. Just realized I can't play Browbeat because my identity doesn't have the Avenger trait, so that's useless. Let's attack for 1. Ready Supernova Helmet. And we can go 3 damage. When Thor attacks a minion engaged with a player, spend a lightning resource. Resolve this attack against each minion. So we'll do another 3 with Thor. And then we'll get rid of Browbeat, which is useless, and we'll draw 4. So, 1 threat, 1 attack from Sandman. Nova will defend. just 1 damage. We'll use Supernova Helmet and Force Field Projection. And we can deal 3 damage to Rhino and take him out. I actually owe 1 Surging Sands from last round, now that I think about it. And then we've got 1 encounter card incoming, which is going to be Friends and Family. That's a big one for Nova. So let's draw a card. Let's go Power of Aggression, Spider-Man for Tigra. When I used Nova's defense, I could ready Supernova Helmet if it had been exhausted, but it wasn't until after when I was going to take damage. So let's go ahead and go Tigra for 2 damage, triggered Surging Sands. And we exhaust Thor and take away 3. Should have done that first before Tigra's Surging Sands. That's okay. Get rid of Fluid Motion and draw 4. So 1 threat, 1 attack from Sandman. And Nova will defend 5, so 3 damage. 1 Surging Sands. 1 encounter card, which is going to be Assault. Oof. Well, it's going to be indirect damage, so 3 indirect damage. One, two, 3. And we're on to the player phase. You can use Supernova Helmet for light speed flight. Move 3 threat. Draw a card. Well, it's going to cost 1 additional resource though, right? Because of Friends and Family. So we'll also use Bring It for that. We'll go Unleash and Ironheart for Hulk. We'll use Thor to take out the sand counters. We'll use Hulk to attack for 3. This card discards Hulk. 2 damage. We'll flip to Alter Ego, and we'll get rid of Friends and Family with Unleash the Nova Force. And we'll draw 6. So 1 threat, 1 scheme for 2. 1 encounter card. Surge. Surge. Scheme again for 1. Not that bad at all. Let's go Avengers Mansion. Let's heal for 3. We can go Unleash the Nova Force would be good now. Connection to the World Mind didn't count against the hand size, so I should have 1 more. We can flip and use Bring It, just cycle. Pot Shot. Let's use Thor. Take out this common criminal, and then Pot Shot. I'm playing an aggression attack event. We can Pot Shot again. Let's light speed flight and remove 3 threat. We'll go Honed Technique for fluid motion. Pot Shot and Power on all of us for Throg. Which I should have done when I had a minion in play, but that's alright. 2 damage. 2 damage. And we'll draw 5. Melee is a card I've been waiting for. Browbeat is not. Attack by Sandman. Nova will defend. 2 damage. And 1 Surging Sands. And then we'll draw a card. Or reveal an encounter card, which is Sand Slide. 2 Sands and then Surging Sands. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a stun. And we're on to the hero phase, so we can go Miss Marvel. Draw a card. I could deal a lot of damage. Alright, we'll flip to Alter Ego here. Draw 4. 1 threat, 1 attack from, or 1 scheme from Sandman for 4. 1 encounter card, which is Loose Ends. It's gonna bring Sam's treachery, or Sam's obligation in. Weight of the World. While this card is in play, Supernova Helmet cannot ready. Exhaust Sam to remove this from the game. Alrighty. So we'll draw a card. That decks me. Okay, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to flip over, I'm going to remove the stun. Because I want to deal some damage. We'll go 1, 2, 3 for melee. That'll be 6 damage. Well, first, let's attack with Thor. Drop Sandman into phase 3. Place 1 sand counter, Surging Sands. That'll retire Thor. Then we'll do melee. For 6 and 6. And then melee again. For 6 and 6. That burst damage. So I'm going to swap out Browbeat for something else in between quests, but apart from that, that was quite entertaining at the end. Didn't even need any like Miss Marvel recursion or anything like that. I think Nova would be a lot of fun to play in a multiplayer game. And I think there's going to be some strategies for rushing down bosses in solo play that no other hero will have. So he's very interesting. Very, very interesting hero. And I think Hone Technique is very good. You do have to fulfill the requirements, 2 science resources, or wild, of course. But when you can do that, this card is really good with melee. And we'll try to find another card to swap Browbeat. I was just looking for cards with multiple instants. Dive Bomb is one, but it deals damage to the boss and then to minions. I don't know if it'll be good or not. Browbeat, I was thinking deal 2 damage, and if you upped each of those by 3, then you'd be dealing 10 damage for 2. But you can only play it if you have the identity trait, or Avenger identity trait. So that's no good. We'll find something else. But I enjoyed this. Nova's fun to play. I don't know yet how strong he is, but he's fun to play. And we're just going to pause the video for a moment, switch the deck, and then set up Venom, and we'll keep going. Okay, we're back against Venom on expert difficulty. So we'll see how this goes after a beatdown on Sandman. I don't need melee to start, I don't think. But maybe I do to help remove this tooth and nail. I could keep this. And we'll use... to get started, we'll use... Maybe we just use Power of Aggression to get out the Supernova helmet. Or I could use, like, Fluid Motion for that. Let's use Power of Aggression, since we can play it immediately. Supernova helmet, we'll flip over to hero form, we'll go Fluid Motion. We'll use Nova to take out the toughness. And we'll go energy plus helmet for melee. Does this proc retaliate twice? Yep, it's 2 attacks, so it retaliates twice. But we do get to remove 6 threat. And then we'll just go ahead and draw 3. And in addition, Venom's going to get 2 boost cards. So we got 1 threat incoming. Connection to the World Mind. Draw 2 extra, that's nice. Then Venom's going to attack against Nova. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 damage. Ouch. Then 2 encounter cards. Now we're angry, caught off guard. Okay. Connection to the World Mind times 2 and Thor for honed technique. And we'll go Superhero helmet for Lightspeed front and get rid of tooth and nail. And then I'll have to flip to alter ego or I'm gonna die. And we'll draw 4. So 1 threat, 1 scheme for 4. 1 encounter card, common criminal. Weight of the world. Okay. Will I be unleashing the Nova Force here? Could be good. We can go, let's see, how do I want to do this? 1. 2. For Throg, and he gets toughness. Unleash the Nova Force. So we go 1, 2. Nova defeats the common criminal. Readies, and... oh wait, I should have used the superhero helmet to pay for something, right? So we could keep like fluid motion in hand. Pay for something. So then we draw a card. Supernova helmet should ready. Did I do that right? I think so. And then we can use superhero helmet. And fluid motion to play Hulk. Use Nova to thwart for 1. Use Hulk to attack for 3. It's 1 boost card, -1 on Now or Angry. Should ready superhero helmet again when I use Nova's second basic power. And then we can use it to deal 4. Get rid of Now or Angry. Deal another boost card. Also need to take care of Hulk's discard, which is lightning, so 1, 1, 1, 1. And then we'll draw 5. Probably hard to set up a turn where you use 2 instances of Unleash the Nova Force. 1 threat, 1 attack coming on Throg. If this activation is an attack, take 2 indirect. Okay. And reveal Now or Angry. And that's going to give the attack overkill and kill Nova. Alright, let's get set up and try this again. I don't really think that Aggression is the best Nova deck for solo, because I think Nova really needs his basic power available, or he needs to be using Supernova Helmet to pay for defense events. So that means running either Protection or Leadership, which are the 2 typical aspects. This Honed Technique melee deck is going to be good against scenarios that are vulnerable to getting rushed down, but otherwise not that good. We'll try this one more game and then we'll switch to Leadership or Protection deck. That hand looks fine, except that I don't have a wild resource. So let's drop a couple of cards here and try to get a wild resource. Nope. Okay. Let's go look for the Nova helmet. For 1 resource, that'll be Bring It. And then we'll play it using a dive bomb. And we'll go 1, 2 for Hulk. Attack for 1. Hulk will attack for 3. Lightning. And 1 boost card. Then we'll draw 3. So 1 threat, 1 attack by Venom on Nova. So it's 4, 5, 6, 4 damage. And then 2 encounter cards. Shadow of the Past. Warbringer. That's a tough enemy. Discard 1 card they control with a printed resource. Okay. For whom the bell tolls, it's just going to be 1 damage. Okay. Probably should have used Force Field Generator. It's not an attack, so no issue with that. Force Field Projection, I mean. Need to use light speed flight to remove this Bring the War. Attack with Hulk. Hopefully it's strength. It is not. Rip Hulk. Alright, this is going to end this attempt. One threat, one attack from Venom. Defend. 2 damage, 3 damage. 2 encounter cards. Webbed up and biting retort. Okay, so let's try out protection next. Alrighty, we got our protection Nova deck loaded up. See if this does better. Do I want to keep Supernova Helmet? Right now it doesn't matter, does it? Either I could spend 1 resource. I guess I could draw a wild resource, so let's see if we can get a wild resource. I'm going to keep Potshot actually because I need to deal with Tooth and Nail. Didn't draw a wild resource. Okay. So let's use his ability. Let's drop... I have to drop Armored Vest probably. And let's go ahead and play that. Let's flip. And I wish I had a way to deal 1 damage. Let's get rid of the toughness. And then Supernova Helmet for Potshot. And then Strength for Potshot. So that's 2 boost cards. But we deal with Tooth and Nail first turn. And then we'll draw 4. So let's see how bad this is gonna hurt. +2, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ouch. And 1 encounter card. Weight of the World. Okay. So we can go 2 for Ironheart and draw a card. Two for Energy Barrier. Supernova Helmet for Lightspeed Front. And we'll just draw 5. One threat, 1 attack. That can go on Ironheart. Or let's put that on Nova with Defiance. And then 1 encounter card, which will be Common Criminal. Shadow of the Past. Tough start with these encounter cards. Weight of the World and then Warbringer. Discard a wild resource. 1 threat. Okay. Well, this is trouble. I don't have a lot of resources. Yeah, I don't know if Nova can really use his basic ability on defending either unless he can defend in ready. Because then he's not available for Unleash the Nova Force for his basic attack. Let's try leadership. Okay, I've constructed a leadership deck and we'll try it out. Regroup is a card I wanted to try. I saw it in that deck on Marvel CDB. The idea being to get Miss Marvel back in hand or other allies that draw cards like Moon Girl or White Tiger. But I don't have any of them at the moment, and I do have a wild resource, that's good. I don't think I need to keep Regroup. The others are fine. So, let's go ahead and spend a wild resource to go grab Supernova Helmet. And play it. We'll flip. Let's go Supernova Helmet and Strength for Miss Marvel. Nova, Thwart for 1. Ready the helmet. We'll helmet to Lightspeed Flight. No, let's not Thwart for 1. Let's remove the toughness with Nova's basic ability. Supernova Helmet for Lightspeed Flight. Remove 3. Let's go Genius for Pot Shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Deal a boost. And Miss Marvel to get rid of Tooth and Nail. Which means I can't use her to bring Pot Shot back to hand or anything like that, but that's fine. And we'll draw 5. It's worth it to get rid of Tooth and Nail on turn 1. So 1 threat, 1 attack from Venom. Should we have Nova face tank? I think so. Otherwise you can't do Supernova Helmet in this spot. So it's going to be 2 damage, 4 damage. And then the Enraged Symbiote will attack as well for 2. And then we have the encounter card. Okay, that's a problem. We can go Power of Leadership for Maria Hill. One, two, three. That's going to be all science resources, right? Because that's wild, so you can say it's science. And then science, so let's draw 3. Connection of the World Mind doesn't count against your hand size, but you don't get to draw an extra card right now with it. Let's go Thwart. We'll use Supernova Helmet. What am I going to do here? Moon Girl plus Miss Marvel for Common Criminal. No, just Moon Girl for Enraged Symbiote. We'll leave the Common Criminal for now. Let's trigger the Webbed Up. Do I want to cycle out Maria Hill? I think I do. I think I want to Miss Marvel for 1 damage. Go 1, 2, 2, 3 for White Tiger and retire Maria Hill. Draw 2 cards. Attack the Common Criminal. And then I could Power of Leadership and cycle and Kalu as well. Retire probably Moon Girl. Look at the top 5 for an event. Sure, Pot Shot. Do I want to cycle strength and numbers? No, I'll wait on that. Just thwart, and then we'll draw 3. So 1 threat, 1 attack from Venom, which will go on Kalu. 1 encounter card. Weight of the World. Okay. So let's go ahead and remove the stun. And go Supernova Helmet for light speed flight. Strengthen numbers and draw 2. Let's use this to play Unleash the Nova Force. Supernova Helmet for light speed flight. It's going to ready and draw a card. And I think I'm going to have to flip to Alter Ego to get rid of Weight of the World. But before I do that, I'm going to use those 2 for Pot Shot and go 4 damage, which means a boost card. Then we'll draw 5. So 1 threat, 1 scheme, it's going to be for 2, 3. Just for 3. And then 1 encounter card, which is change to hero form and the villain attacks you. That attack will go on Miss Marvel. Okay, we're on to the hero phase. Actually, the attack probably shouldn't have gone on Miss Marvel. Now that's fine. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4 for Nick Fury. Should we deal 4 damage? Supernova Helmet for regroup. Thwart. And gives a boost card. I'm going to use White Tiger for 2 damage, a second boost card. Actually, no, I'm not. We'll just go ahead and draw 4. So 1 threat, 1 attack from Venom, that'll go on Nick Fury. And he'll come back to hand with regroup. Well, I could stay out because if an encounter card brings another attack, that could be good. Okay, now it's now we're angry again. Alright, so what do I want to do here? Connection to the World Mind actually doesn't count against the hand size. I should have drawn another card. This is interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Nick Fury. Let's deal 4 damage. Go into phase 2. Nova can remove the toughness. Phase 3, I mean. 2 boost cards. Nick Fury for 2. Remove a rage counter. Nova Helmet should have readied when Nova attacked. Let's go Pot Shot. Another boost card. Do I want to strengthen numbers? Let's leave it at that. Draw 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1 attack, So Fury should have taken a damage, retaliate for 1 as well. And then the attack will go on Fury. Which is fine. Symbiote attacks for 2. 1 encounter card, and if I live... Okay. Well, wish I could buff Nova's basic powers here. I think actually, let's take back the 2. When I would take 2 damage, I'm going to prevent it with the Supernova Helmet and Force Field Projection and take out one of these symbiotes. Unleash the Nova Force. Nova needs to defeat an enemy. Interesting. So I can't actually trigger Unleash the Nova Force. Let's go 1-2 for Jesse Alexander. Let's thwart for 2. And let's flip and heal. And use Jesse Alexander. Connection to the World Mind. And then we draw a card. We're going to draw 5. Since connection to the World Mind doesn't count against the hand size, it's going to be an additional encounter card. Okay, so 1 threat, 1 scheme for 4. And Enraged Symbiote for 1, and then Volunteer Work, and For Whom the Bell Tolls. Okay, is there any way I can do 14 damage here? I've got 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't think so. Jesse Alexander, I don't have any copies of Connection to the World Mind in the discard pile. Can I still draw a card? I don't know, I'm going to assume not. Unleash the Nova Force doesn't do anything here. So I can't defeat this symbiote unless I do it with Pot Shot, which would waste 2 of the damage. Is that what I want to do? In order to draw a card? Maybe I do. Unleash the Nova Force. Pot Shot. Draws a card. Cannot thwart this scheme, unfortunately. Is Unleash the Nova Force a hero action? Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, let's use Nova for 1 thwart. Ready Supernova Helmet and use it for Lightspeed Flight. And let's go 1, 2, 3 for Spider-Man. Give him +2 attack. Give out 1 boost card. And then we'll just draw 5. And then 1 threat, 1 attack from Venom, which will go on White Tiger. Actually 2 threat, +1 for Volunteer Work. And then 1 encounter card, which is Gang Up. Okay. How do we want to handle that? Probably Spider-Man will have to tank it. Okay, on to the hero phase. Let's go connection to the world mind. I can go 1, 2, 3 for Moon Girl and draw 3 cards. Well, that doesn't help a lot. Stinger. Maria Hill. Let's use Supernova Helmet for Stinger. So let's alter the timing of this. Supernova Helmet for Stinger. That's how that should look, right? So this is what I had in hand. And I went 1, 2, 3 for Moon Girl. And then I drew Maria Hill, Powering All of Us, and Lightspeed Flight. And then Supernova Helmet for Stinger. And then we're going to use Nova. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Nova to thwart. Supernova Helmet. For Lightspeed Flight. No. I had it right. Maria Hill. Draw a card. Yeah, that's everything correct. Let's get all the threat out of the way. One Retaliate, I'll retire Moon Girl. And then we'll draw. Also have to deal a boost card, and then we'll draw actually 2 boost cards if it's the first attack this turn. I may have missed boost cards in the past. I should have probably dealt an additional boost card for some of the attacks. I'm not sure if that would have impacted anything or not. I'll have to check. Okay, so I needed to deal 1 additional boost card for the attack on Nick Fury. Okay. And 1 for the attack on White Tiger. Okay, no effect. So that's square. I don't think I'll keep Lightspeed Flight. Just draw 5. And we got 1 threat. We got 1 attack, which is going to go on Stinger. 1 damage. If this activation is an attack, take 2 indirect. Ouch. Okay, and then actually an additional because of the boost. And 1 encounter card, which is going to be the Obligation. Okay. And I'm not going to change to alter ego form, so here we go. Unleash the Nova Force. Innovation for regroup. I could decline the response. Let's see here. So I need to get him down. Could I deal 5 damage this round? I have 1, 2. No, not even close. Maybe 3. Let's go innovation for innovation for regroup, even though I'm not going to use it. Heal, thwart for 2. And then let's flip. Use Jesse Alexander. Oh, I don't have any connection to the world mines. Okay. Let's just use... Let's get rid of Weight of the World. And draw 3. 4 now. Great. So 2 threat, 1 scheme for 5. Okay. 1 encounter card. 1 more encounter card. 1 acceleration token. It's a boost card and a surge. Now we're angry. Need to find 8 damage. I have pot shot for 4. 5. Regroup's gonna leave. Can I find a win here? Probably need to heal. Or else I'm gonna die to retaliates, I think. Well, okay, let's say that I play Kalu and I find a pot shot. Pot shot twice, retaliate kills me. Yeah, so let's go ahead and heal. Flip. Or, yeah. We could use connection to the world mind and strength and numbers for Kalu. Look at the top 5. I was hoping to find pot shot. I guess it's fine though. If we get him low enough, we could force field projection for the win. So let's go ahead and unleash the Nova Force. Pot shot. Draw a card, ready Nova. And is that all I really need to do? No, I think I need to go like thwart for 2. So I could force field projection twice, right? Is there any reason why I can't force field projection twice on the boss's attack? I don't think so. So if I go Kalu, 1 damage, now we're angry, 1 and 2 boost cards. Retires Kalu. Nova for 1. 1 retaliate. Now we're angry. 1 more boost card. And then I draw 3. Or draw 2. 1, 2, 3. And then a big attack. And if I live through this with my force field projections. Oh, but I don't have 2 wild resources. So I can prevent damage, but I can't win. So let's see. We're using Nova to defend. We have 3, 6. Uh-oh. 7. 8. So I need 1, 2. Prevents 6 damage. The defense prevents 2. And then I can deal 3 and return to the enraged symbiote, so I live. But it doesn't find me the win. I needed to draw a second wild resource, and I needed a guard enemy not to come into play. We got 1 encounter card coming in. Villain schemes, and unfortunately that's going to end it. Well, that was a very good attempt by Nova, I would say, and I do feel like maybe with better play I could have won. I'm not sure where I could have played better, but maybe with better play. So the problem with leadership Nova is the damage is very slow and steady, and then the retaliate really eats you up. If you go aggression, you can do big burst damage, but you don't have anything to block for you, really. I wonder if a slightly different aggression deck would be better. You don't have the card draw from the aggression allies. But maybe a different aggression deck would have gotten it done. More ally heavy one. In any case, what I can say about Nova is that he's very interesting. He's fun to play. He's better than I thought he would be. He put up a good fight against Venom. That's a expert Venom. Not a lot of heroes are capable of taking that down. I do think Nova can do it. It's just this particular leadership deck isn't very good against Retaliate. I may try this again with an aggression variant, but for now, I would say Nova very fun and potentially very good. Combo heroes always have potential. And he may not be S tier right now, but he has the potential to get there with more cards becoming available. And he's a lot of fun to play. There will be certain scenarios that we will defeat. I would give him like an A+ rating right now. There'll be certain scenarios he'll be very good with, again, with the honed technique. So anyway, thank you for watching.